As the 1990 World Rally Championship season got underway in Monte Carlo in January, the first details of an exciting new alliance began to emerge. The piece of information which made everyone sit up and take notice was very simple. Ford are back. And they're back with a vengeance too. It won't surprise anyone to see that the car they've chosen to mark their reaffirmation of faith in championship rallying as a development workshop and a perfect display case for their cars is the all-conquering Cosworth Sierra, the latest saloon version this time, the Sapphire. And at last comes the long-awaited four-wheel drive version. And that will put the Sierras up in contention with the teams that have dominated the championship for the past few seasons. In two-wheel drive form, the Sierra has been a major force on the British Open Series and always among the leaders of the two-wheel drive brigade. Now it becomes fully competitive, and that's sure to mean competition for the world titles, because there is no doubt that Ford mean business. And after such an excellent RAC outing with Franco Cunico's Q8 Cosworth, it's no surprise to find that the Ford team includes a partnership with Q8 Oils and also includes FISA A-seeded driver Malcolm Wilson.
Looking to the future and what have you, and the way rally is going, it was important to get in a four-wheel drive car. And I think looking back at the Ford situation, I think hopefully they'll have a very competitive car. And I had quite a few options at the end of last year, and I got a nice phone call during the RAC from Peter Ashcroft, sort of 11 o'clock in the evening on the second leg, and I thought, what's this for? Really asking me if I hadn't signed for anyone, not to sign for them and for anyone until I spoke to him. So I went down there, had a look, and sort of saw the commitment, etc., that they're putting into the future of rallying. And I must admit, came away very, very pleased, thought about it for 24 hours and rang back and gave him the OK.
Apart from the RAC Rally, unlike Malcolm, you've never competed in a World Championship event before now. Is this going to present any problems for you?
You're not the first person to have said that, but really, no, it doesn't make any difference at all, because the job that I do is the same whether I do it on the RAC Rally, San Remo Rally, Monte Carlo Rally. It doesn't make any difference. It's just the experience of just being in the different terrain and different type of roads and knowing the events from that point of view, but the actual job I'm doing won't be affected at all.
Technical details of the car itself are sketchy at present. What is certain is that it will be a 2-litre Turbo 4, restricted to around 300 horsepower by the 40mm inlet restrictors imposed as part of the 1990 regulations for the World Championship. Beyond that, little is known. The Eurosport cameras were allowed access to the team's post-Monte Carlo testing on the strict understanding that no one would talk about the car beyond future plans. With Malcolm Wilson, Franco Cunico and Pentti Ricola, Ford has assembled a sharp-edged team with which to contest the Thousand Lakes, San Remo and the RAC, and they have a potential event winner in each driver, especially in combination with the new four-wheel drive Cosworth Sierra. That is clearly not a championship programme, but 3 well-chosen events which will provide plenty of development information, and that in itself gives a fair indicator that this is a long-term development programme for Q8 Team Ford. Pre-season testing is a monumental task for a completely new car like the Sierra Cosworth. While the engine isn't new, everything else about the car must be regarded as being so. The choice of tyres will be critical, the suspension, the entire setup has to be gone through. One of the things Ford have learnt over the years is that no one treats cars and components as harshly as their drivers when there's a victory at stake. In the heat of competition, the driver will always ask that little bit more from his car, and so everything must be over-engineered for the role, but can never be too heavy for the job. While the tyre choices are made on a repetitive and experimental basis, Italian champion Franco Cunico's command of the English language also remains experimental, but has improved dramatically in the few months he's been with the team.
You drove for Ford in the Italian Group N Championship, didn't you? And this is how Ford picked you to drive for the Works team.
Yes, two years before I drive with Ford Italy, but only with Group N. Before Group N I drive with Group B, another car with Lancia. And now I have a Group A, it's okay.
You've done a lot of testing for the team with the four-wheel drive system. Do you think that this car is going to beat Lancia and Toyota?
Easy this question. I think so, but it's important not happy now. Important is work. Important to go in the special stage. Work more.
Franco ran especially well on the RAC Rally last year, of course, until an unlucky incident over which he had little control put him off when he was going so well. But his is a name we're sure to be hearing again and again in this country, and Ford plan to make sure that is the case. They know the days of sweeping the board with escorts are over, and they have to work hard. In fact, it's no exaggeration to say that the whole team looks on their return to international rallying as the outbreak of a war, and it's a war they're determined to win.